All right, good morning. How is everybody? Welcome everyone to Wednesday. It is a hump day, so happy hump day to everybody. And looks like we are good across the board. So my name is Jarad. This is Engineering the Markets. It is June 23rd, 2021. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with our SPY. So we're seeing continuation inside of what was perceived as a possible sort of counter trend rally after a pretty strong reaction last week. And we had a pretty simple thesis going into this this counter trend move. The idea was that we were at the 50 and we did see a close below, but overall, the markets like to sort of test and trick certain market participants into getting into the wrong position at the wrong time, and then ultimately sort of reversing trend. We've also seen a lot of overall strength in the sectors that have sold off as of last week's price action. So we saw sharp recoveries in these industries, industrials, financials, materials with some of the sharpest sell-offs. And what we're also seeing is that technology has not yet rotated out. So we're seeing continued strength in technology as opposed to that counter trend bounce in a lot of our oversold sectors. We're also seeing some things like energy, which continues to have a general bullish thesis, with the idea that crude so far has seen a lot of additional upside. Now, as we move into this week, we are essentially assessing whether a lot of our risk elements are starting to back off. And I would say that in the short term, we are seeing a bit of a drawdown inside of some of those risk elements. We are seeing the VIX and the volatility start to reduce from last week's sort of hedging activity and the spike up that we did see into the FOMC. That has started to draw back down. Overall, we're still in a posture of caution, but this volatility has so far over the past month and also the past year, ever since the COVID crash, we've seen a lot of upticks in volatility led by sharp downdrafts. So we're in this point of inflection where the market does have some instability built into it, but the sell-offs so far have been bought back, and we're continuing to see some upside activity as our major tech sector remains strong and is starting to break higher outside of this overall trading range that we've been in for quite a while. Now, what is the counter thesis here? Make sure, just delete things that are no longer relevant. So we have seen in the past week bonds start to pick back up. And with bonds moving higher, we would expect the interest rate to start to fall, which we have also seen short term. The stability here is one that needs to be called into question, because these movements and these reactions are, one, very volatile, and two, dictated by certain sentiment shifts in the market based upon comments from specifically the Federal Reserve. And with these reactions, we are seeing those sharp once again, sell-offs in some of the inflationary sectors, sort of the recovery aspect of the market, while tech so far has simply been moving higher. We haven't seen the same type of day-to-day correlation against the interest rates as we've seen in the past, where a strong interest rate and a rising interest rate has led to weakness in tech. And then obviously the opposite would be true if it were to be falling. So stability is trying to be built in the 10 years specifically. And we talked briefly about the idea of the yield curve. I think that's something we will cover probably tomorrow. But overall, tech is holding this market higher while these other inflationary sectors are starting to bounce. And that is leading to our general SPY bounce having a lot of continuation and strength. We're seeing once again a recovery of the 20 period on the daily. And amidst all of this, we are back in a zone of interest relative to a previous swing high. So the reason I have this area marked, the market did react quite strongly from this area on the first attempt. We did see selling pressure occur on the first test of this area after we recovered the move. And then a breakout of this area at the time did fail. So we are essentially coming to back test an area where we know there was a lot of overhead supply in this market. So because of this, once again, the idea of aggressive bullish behavior versus cautionary bullish behavior is still sort of a theme that I'd like to carry forward into our analysis. The market is recovering quite well from the sell-off. That is true. We are back at a previous supply zone, an area of previous resistance that so far the market has yet to really show that it can clear and hold this area, essentially proving that a breakout and a test from above can provide an area of now demand as opposed to supply. So far, as we've come to test this from below, which is sort of the opposite approach as opposed to a test from above, we have not yet seen a strong closure above this area. And as we are near all-time highs, this sort of makes us a bit, I would say, anticipating of what the market is likely to do next. Essentially, because we know this area is so specific relative to previous price action, we want to see some strong confirmation above to showcase that, yes, this was a volatile area. There was some supply here in the past. We saw strong reactions off of it in the past. We even had our nice rising wedge as a short opportunity. But now, can the market clear this zone, essentially getting out of this overall trading range that we've been in for months at this time? And can the market start to move away from our value area, which, as we've talked about previously, is roughly the 417 area? If we can do this, then our analysis really starts to return to the idea of we are moving away from value and we are starting to trend back to the upside. We'll look at sectors, we'll look at asset classes and see if that thesis makes sense. Is everything moving in that general direction, supporting the idea that the market wants higher prices? But as we are at this point, this analysis becomes very challenging relative to, can we actually break this zone? And so far, the answer is, TBD. We have not truly seen this move away quite yet. We've simply seen opportunities within the trading range, short-term in nature, to fade certain highs, to buy certain dips, and ultimately to take advantage of fluctuations while we wait for the larger market move to occur. So obviously not the most exciting analysis to consider. It is one where a lot of market participants may consider simply doing nothing in this time because we don't have the type of information yet to confirm that we're ready to move away from this zone. And as we are at a previous supply area, it is actually a very challenging spot to consider being bullish due to the fact that we've seen strong pullback reactions in the past. And as we are so close to value, these magnetic draws back to VPOC, back to sort of the middle of the trading range, are often the more likely scenario, which means we can remain in this area for additional time. So we will see what is on the table, but there are some overall interesting areas that are starting to look more and more bullish. We've seen the Qs really starting to test this upper zone of sort of a slanted resistance level. You can think of this more like a channel. It is, in the larger context, building a very wide rising wedge, hence why I don't like necessarily using these as much. They do take time to form. But the context here is that during that sell-off, we didn't really see a lot of weakness in tech. And as things are recovering, the Qs are looking like they want higher prices. They're breaking through this zone of previous resistance. And if tech is to be, once again, the leader of this market, specifically our big tech, I would say like global exposure, multi-international companies, are large market cap names, specifically Microsoft, which did hit a milestone in its market cap yesterday, hitting the $2 trillion market cap, similar to Apple back in September. These stocks can once again sort of carry this market almost exclusively, so long as there aren't a lot of other selling forces across the board. You know, if financials hold, or at the very least stabilize, if something like healthcare starts to pick up and break out, which we are looking to see if that's about to occur, it is setting up as if it wishes to do so, then there is a lot of general strength in this market relative to the market cap weightings of these names. And that alone can carry the SPY to higher prices. So with that, we're also just, excuse me, we're just reviewing some other areas. We do see IWM building the potential for a pullback into a move higher. We're starting to see our moving averages start to realign more in a bullish trending structure. We do know that our downside risk is back to this overall trend line. And ultimately, if this does fail, we would expect a drawdown back to that area to test once again. But the setup here is one of, once again, trying to establish a move away from value, which has been established in the IWM for months. Hence, if this does take effect, and we look at something as simple as the weekly, we can see that this move away from VPOC, if we were to facilitate it, we are currently at it roughly at this moment. This move away does have a lot of sort of staying power, and that can draw more market participants in. It can start to stop out any short market participants in this zone and ultimately lead to continuation. But as always, since we are still in a trading range, the highest probability moves have been to fade the highs and buy the lows, specifically within the trading range, while being in the middle of the trading range provides sort of a 50-50, with the understanding that we could set up and eventually move out of the trading range at some point. So, hopefully over this period of months, you've been able to take advantage of these large swings from low to high and high to low, understanding that if we ever lose one of these support structures, that move away from value can be quite drastic. So as a trader, you would want to stop out in this zone. And then as a short trader, you also want to consider stopping out near the all-time highs. This is the approach of trading in a trading range. You'll get quite a few back and forth oscillations, quite a few profitable trades, and then eventually it'll start to move away from this range. That is when you start to look more at a trending approach, buying certain swing highs into pullbacks. Or sorry, pullbacks after swing highs, I should say. And then finally our Dow, just seeing that same sort of recovery bounce. This is why we're considering more of a cautionary bullish tail, because there have been some warnings based on last week's price action. We have seen things start to break through periods of trending support. These are going to be our moving average and trend line structures. And as we come back to test them, the idea is that can the market recover from this point, or will these tests be sort of the final confirmation that the, specifically the Dow or some of these recovery bounces want lower? This is very much a proving period for the market, and hence why we want to stay on guard relative to these key inflection zones that we've seen. So, all right, so I have about half the time remaining, and what I'd like to do is shift over into something that occurred yesterday. We talked briefly during the end of the session, the fact that Bitcoin was starting to move through a notable support that was formed during the March sell-off, and that was the 30K price point. Now, pretty much the entire world, anyone who was analyzing Bitcoin was watching for this event. And ultimately, we were trying to see what was the reaction after this event took place. Did the market sell off and hold below 30,000, maybe with a day candle close below? That would ultimately keep the bears in control of the short-term price and sort of provide additional confidence that maybe Bitcoin wanted lower prices moving forward, the continuation of the downtrend. Did Bitcoin move through this zone and basically just sort of stabilize, forming a smaller trading range that we could look to evaluate? Or did we see a sharp flash through this area and a recovery? Now, if you're watching Bitcoin, you will know that the third event did take place, the lattermost option that I just provided. And what we are seeing is a sharp recovery at this time. Now, what I'm looking at here is the trading view of the BTC USD pairing. I do have a couple of indicators on. I'm going to go ahead and just take off everything except for the volume profile. And I'm looking at a daily chart here. So it does have pretty much all of the data relative to the most recent bull run that we've seen in Bitcoin in 2021, starting in early 2020. Now, or sorry, late 2020. Couple of things do stand out here. We have previous price action on the bull run with one notable stopping point, and this was roughly this 42 to 43 preliminary pullback. This was after a very sharp move in Bitcoin, and we saw a pullback down to about the 28.7 area. hence why I've marked the low of this zone with a just general horizontal support area. Now, after we hit this spot, we set up once again with some additional bullish catalysts. I believe this was roughly the time where Tesla was talking more about Bitcoin both accepting as a payment and also on its actual books holding a Bitcoin throughout this period. And we saw some additional bullish upside in Bitcoin, leading to a structure that some people have, I guess, theorized looked like something known as a distribution pattern. And we've talked briefly on previous sessions about the idea of distribution. The basic thesis behind it is that large market participants, people who wish to sell some of their holdings of an asset, cannot simply go out into the market and sell all at once. They're essentially affecting the market by advertising the fact that they are selling, and they can disrupt the price and ultimately disrupt their profitability if they were to sell in large quantities. So oftentimes they will allow for periods of supply, and the distribution patterns that we see as an effect, they use this opportunity to sell their position over time, not affecting the short-term price relative to the size of the position that they wish to unload. And after this has occurred, we often do see a period of downside activity, usually some sort of markdown period, because a lot of supply has been extinguished and the market is in search of additional demand relative to, the price action at the time. So basically some basic market theory here. The idea is that, as the market shifts from a supply imbalance to a demand imbalance, we see those price fluctuations, and we're essentially looking to see whether or not this market has facilitated a new demand imbalance, leading us to potentially a move away from the current price. So that's the high-level picture of Bitcoin based on what has occurred previously. We've seen that sharp correction back down to 30,000. The market did stabilize in this area, and people were starting to form the idea of a pennant that was building. You can see this if I switch over to a different exchange. This is sort of that ABCD triangle-based pattern. Market participants may have been starting to reaccumulate in this zone. And as this was forming, the volume profile was starting to build itself, showing that VPOC, basically the largest volume node, was sitting at about 35 to 36,000. We saw some fluctuations in between as the market tried to move lower. We came and tested this C price point, about 31,000. Demand was high enough to facilitate a move back above. Once again, not enough demand, of course. That tested the D price point on the pennant. And then we saw the eventual rollover back to 30,000 and slightly lower. So I would say we've covered the long-term picture. We're also talking now about the most recent price action. So this is sort of like your midterm analysis, what has occurred in the past couple of months. And as we switch back to this analysis, we start to look at this area and we start to look at some known, I would say, theorists relative to the idea behind distribution and accumulation. And one of the most notable names in this realm of market theory is Richard Wyckoff. Some of his work and some of the schematics that have been built based upon technical structure and patterns around the idea of the accumulation and distribution. He often is noted as one of the fathers of this theory. And oftentimes, a lot of this can be seen in modern markets today because it often is just a consequence of how market theory tends to work. You normally want to review the idea of some sort of composite energy or actions against the market, and large market participants want to accumulate at low prices. They want to absorb as much demand as possible, get bargain prices for whatever they're purchasing, and then ultimately they look to mark up the price, get it into a zone where they believe they can distribute effectively, and then they do that distribution, which we talked about earlier, which shows itself in these higher zones. Excuse me. We as technicians are simply trying to evaluate the best risk to reward and the best opportunities to take trades based on an understanding of large market players. And excuse me, this all comes into the final analysis that we're looking at and what did occur yesterday, or potentially could have occurred yesterday. I won't say that it has been confirmed yet. But what we have seen is a large flush of 30,000. And this market has gone ahead and taken out certain stop losses of traders and basically even investors who maybe thought, if we lose 30,000, then Bitcoin must be going lower. I do not wish to hold Bitcoin at that time, and I'll look to stop out of an investment. Typically, investments don't have stop losses, but at some point, investors may simply start to fear the idea of losing additional capital. There's also the concept of leverage here, as traders in this market do utilize leverage quite heavily for some of the trading activity going on. Now, this flush has been met with high volume, which can be seen on the chart. We've seen a very strong reaction back into our overall trading range, which is facilitative of something known as a spring activity. This is where ultimately, if you're familiar with Wyckoff and you're familiar with these different schematics of accumulation, distribution, and the like, you will recognize some of the key characteristics of these phases. And the fact that this market so far has gone through, I would say, the first three phases of a potential accumulation phase, a larger cycle phase of accumulation. Now, ultimately, I won't have enough time to cover all of this in one 30-minute session, but I do recommend looking into the idea of accumulation, why it happens, what is the purpose, how markets try to trick and trap different traders and investors into selling their position, and ultimately at prices that are advantageous to large market participants, along with the idea of how long this phase can take place and what are some of the final actions and parts of the phase that will get us out of this trading range. As a sort of, I would say teaser to that, this is what you should be looking for in regards to your own homework and analysis. If you're looking to find sort of some examples of this, I can recommend those outside of this discussion. But overall, the idea is that we are in something that looks very similar to a known schematic of accumulation. We have seen the potential of phase C and the idea of a spring activity, which knocks out a lot of this this first sort of supply zone that was, the selling climax in this testing zone, aka demand zone. we've knocked out some participants here. And if the market can set up in a phase D like structure, that can lead to a potential move away from this area. And specifically, as I've marked with this blue slanted line, the move outside of what was the, I would say, the trigger for the distribution phase ending. And that's more of that head and shoulders into neckline sell-off that we got earlier in March, or sorry, in May, forgive me. So ultimately, things are early in this this accumulation phase. We are still potentially within it, but we are seeing the latter two phases start to maybe build. And if this is true, if this sets up in the same way as normal accumulation, then we will look to take advantage of both this more aggressive entry, which, aggressive bulls have already positioned themselves on this spring. And now we are looking for phase D to complete, which is going to be that signs of strength, last points sorry, forgive me, I forgot the terminology, but the last points of basically acceptance of value in this area and the eventual move away. Now, if we lose this low, ultimately that can be sort of that last warning sign. Traders will likely start to stop out at that point, and a move away from this to the downside is going to be one that is met with more selling pressure, because if this does fail as accumulation, then ultimately traders will recognize that there needs to be another downside move before we can stabilize this market. So with that said, we will see how things progress. It was an interesting activity yesterday, worth mentioning, and we're certainly seeing it in the equities markets with our miners. Those did have a strong day yesterday. A lot of altcoins have also started to bounce. So look to take advantage of this as traders and look for the larger schematic to play out. Let's see how this market forms and what we can expect as we shift into possibly phase D of accumulation. So with that said, I'm Jarad. This is Engineering the Markets. Trade safe today, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning, buddy. I'm a little tired today, but other than that, I'm doing all right. A little groggy, trying to get going here. So hopefully I don't miss anything.
No worries. No worries.
Did you get
your tea, Norm? Did you get your tea or your Red Bull this morning?
I've got Red Bull, but I think the problem is I slept too long.
Oh, okay. So okay, yeah.
So
It happens, definitely does. Guys, welcome. Hope you had an amazing day yesterday and are having an amazing morning today. Let's look at our watches from yesterday, starting here with AMC. So AMC was on deck yesterday, and it was okay. It got better later in the day, guys. As you can see here, pre-market action continues to be very, very active. Even this morning already, 1.2 million shares traded. So I'm sure we'll be having this on deck. Yesterday, quick sell-off here, which is very difficult to trust these sell-offs on AMC. Andrew and Brian were talking about this yesterday because it's so easy to get squeezed on this thing. It could turn around so fast and head to the north side here, but it did drop nicely yesterday. It did recover right at this level, guys, 51.43. We had this on our daily. Recovers from there, and you can see it goes right back up to some of the levels we had on our daily as well, 53.84, 54.34. So some pretty good levels within here that this thing came back to. From there, it moves sideways a little bit and then decides to head up and break the high, well, retest the high of the day here. Right back down to some more levels, 53.84, and then another breakout, another retest of the high of the day. And then this time we do get a breakout with volume. So looking at the bigger picture, not a bad trade, but very difficult to trade within here. The price action, again, was just not clean. A lot of fake outs, looked like it was going to get going. And then you got some pretty nasty drops here. I believe Andrew took it, was it long here? I believe it was long here. Him and Brian caught this yesterday. That was a pretty nice trade there. Here's Envis, guys. Envis was just, again, it was pushing volume around, but it was very, very choppy. Here at the beginning of the bell, you can see it pop up. It doesn't engulf. It doesn't give you a clean continuation, though. You do have to be patient on this pullback. Eventually, it does drop down and loses this level here, 1745. That's what we're looking to get going. But it was just a nasty, choppy price action. Even as it's trending down, this was not clean on Envis. So we kind of didn't really look at it much yesterday. TRCH, on the other hand, did trade better after 11 a.m. Beautiful drop here, losing these levels. It was struggling here at the market open, just kind of banging its head back and forth between a couple of levels here, trying to stay above the VWAP, and it continued to fail here as well. And then you can see another retest, cannot even get to the VWAP. And from there, it just becomes very weak, becomes a beautiful short, guys, towards the downside here. Today, they are on short selling restriction, and I do not see any shorts with IB this morning. Here's Apple. Apple was not clean at all, guys, at the market open. It was very choppy. You can see that here with every wick being bigger than the body. Usually that translates to very choppy price action. Eventually, after 11, it does settle down pretty nicely here. You can see the candles change completely. Look at it before 11. How choppy this look, and then how clean it becomes after 11, guys. It's like a whole different stock here. It does trend very nicely, hitting the highs of the days, coming back to the moving averages, finding support, and then it nicely grabs onto this 9 moving average and then just takes off. So Apple, rough start, but then very clean into the later parts of the day here. Here's Mara. Mara was a little bit all over the place. It did drop down here, very choppy. 10, 15, 11. It does give you this incredible bounce. We were watching this closely. Again, this happened so fast. It was very difficult to time this entry here as an area of support. You do not get a clean double bottom or any kind of reversal signal here, but the volume does come in a rush here, and you can see a beautiful continuation that changes the entire direction of this stock, right? Was not looking well at the market open, was actually dropping and ended up pretty good yesterday, trending nicely towards the top. Wish was just all over the place, guys. This thing was just mad, up and down, every candle overlapping the previous one. Just look at this price action, guys. It was just not fun to look at this one yesterday. There were some other ones that were in our secondary list that traded very well. Neo was a beautiful drop here, guys. Lost the VWAP, was a nice drop there. We also had Alf. Alf was the low flow of the day, guys. This thing was incredible yesterday. Couple of breakouts here and never really looked back. I mean, was trading very nice. And I think the other, was it Plug? There was another one. No, it wasn't Plug. Can't recall. So another one we were watching that was not on our list that also traded very decent. So that was the stuff that was happening yesterday. Let's take a quick look at the SPY and what's going on with the market today. Norm, I think you're on mute.
Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, so we're relatively flat. We'll see how this goes from these couple of crazy days and everything recently. Sorry, for whatever reason, this didn't update properly. But we've got a couple of Fed speakers today, and then 9:45 we've got market manufacturing PMI and services PMI, 10 a.m. new home sales. So that's what's on the menu, brother. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
you. What's going on with us today, man?
I don't know.
We are off sync. I'm just happy to be alive after getting home yesterday, and and my wife and all that. So I'm good. After those comments that were said here, guys, gappers list on both sides. um, Gappers list on both sides looking pretty decent again, and it's a lot, but we're used to seeing such a massive list that this morning is actually pretty nice to see a shorter side of this list so far at getting close to 840. So let's start with CLOV this morning. They are up nicely, guys, 12%. They had a decent day yesterday as far as the daily because they've been just on a run here, just kind of slamming down. Had a decent day, a little pop up here, and then now they are getting a little bit of continuation, up 12% with 6 million shares traded. So let's see how that's going to trade. I think it could be worth watching. Let's go ahead and remove some of these levels here, and we'll put in some new rows in here. Let's start with CLOV this morning. We'll throw that on there. I know it could be a hit or miss, guys. It can be sometimes very choppy, but I gotta say this pre-market action is worth taking a look at it today. JZXN, this one here, 7.2 million shares float. And what do we have going on here? Daily is brutal. It's a recent IPO, looks like just going back a month and a half. I don't see anything great on this. It's besides the volume, it is up 11%. Outside of that, I don't see anything that looks good. Also, a low flow stock, guys, 7.2. It needs to get better. I don't trust this 2.5 that we're seeing right now. It's just not trading clean at all. If you look at this pre-market action, I'm going to put it on here is because it's with the only low flow that's up this morning. We can come back to see if that gets better. But right now, I don't have high hopes for it. Here's XPEV. We haven't seen this one on the list in a bit. Up 4.8, 738,000 shares traded. The daily, again, continues to be so interesting on XPEV, guys. We had this huge run up here on it. And then we're getting into this consolidation that seems to get wider and wider every time. So a couple of red days here, the last 2 trading days. And today they're up 4.7. Could be interesting. On XPEV, at least as a possible, guys. At least as a possible. Let's put XPEV right on here, and we'll come back to that. Here's Riot. So a couple of not low flow stocks, excuse me. Bitcoin, Riot, CAN, Mara on here. So let's see. Riot this morning is up 4.1. Let's remove some of these levels, make this a little bit cleaner. 197,000 shares traded. If we look at CAN, again, for the most part, CAN is probably one of the weaker ones when it comes to the intraday trade action and how clean it is. Mara is a whole lot better. But I got to say, both of them, all 3 of them this morning, not looking all that great. So let's just keep an eye on Riot as a possible in case things do get trending in Bitcoin. We can take a look at what's happening there. They had a nice bounce back day yesterday. All 3 of them looking pretty good as far as the daily. NKLA had a good day yesterday. Today they're up 33.3% with 180,000 shares traded. I don't see a whole lot of action in the pre-market though. So I got to say this doesn't look great here.
Yeah, it's on news that some investment for power technology, I believe, is what's going. But I don't like the chart, so I didn't dig into it too much.
Yeah, I don't like it either, guys, so I'm going to stay away from this one. Mara, we discussed already. LI this morning, they are up 3%. I know LI has been on our list before. I know traders have traded it before. I personally don't like the way it trades. So again, I'd rather trade something else than LI. Let's take a look at NEO this morning. NEO on the list today, up 2%. Very similar chart to what XPEV has been doing here over the last couple of days. Just kind of consolidating here between 47 and 44. Very wide consolidation between these 2 price tags. But I do like that daily. Pre-market action, not great right now, but I can see this getting a little bit better. I'm going to add NEO on here as well. All right, let's take a look at what's gapping down today. GMTX, 25 million shares flow. This is down 30%, and that's a big drop for them. Now, looking at their daily, it is horrible, guys. They're barely, you look at this action, they're barely getting over 2 million shares traded, over a million, really. So they're not pushing a whole lot of volume around. That just translates to very choppy and questionable price action. This morning, they have 351, and that's more volume than they do on a regular basis already. So things could be different there. I just don't like this daily and pre-market action at all. So I'm gonna keep it off.
It's a biotech that has released some interim data on a phase 2 trial, I believe. So that's what's getting them down 30% this morning.
Okay, gotcha. So a good catalyst. These failures of phase two trials are great, but this chart, man, it's just not looking good. So I'll keep my eyes off for this one for now. And talking about eyes, let's look at eyes right now. This one here, guys, down 18.6 this morning, 822,000 shares traded. We have looked at this before in the past. On the way up, though, not as much gapping down. This morning, they're down quite a bit, maybe a possible on the low flow side. They need more volume, though, or at least a better pre-market activity. And I really like these lower flow stocks on the way up, not really on the way down. It could be a little tricky to trade that way because of the squeeze that can potentially happen. So you got to be very careful with that. TRCH, again, incredible drop yesterday. Today, a possible continuation, already 15.4 million shares traded. Let's see if this is going to continue. They're getting into that range where they consolidated before the breakout. So they could find support in here. We'll have to see. But for the most part, definitely, I think it is in play this morning. Let's see how this continuation plays out. Here's ALF. ALF has been just incredible, guys. Even this daily here. It popped up pretty nice here. It was okay, but now more volume is coming in again like it did yesterday. Let's see what is going to happen today. We do not have shares for short on this one, so this will be great if it can find some kind of support and retest some of these highs. Again, if the catalyst is really strong on this, we're obviously very extended on the daily already, right? So you're due for a pullback. If we can hold here and find some support and retest this could be a whole lot of fun. So I like the idea of possibly seeing that happen. And the reason is because since we got volume, we got the initial pop here and we were able to hold, and then we got this squeeze with more volume, there is a likelihood that this can happen again. So we'll see how ALF reacts today. ABCL this morning. No, not looking good, guys. Horrible daily, not a great pre-market action. Let's move down to ATOS. ATOS this morning, they are down 6.4, 657,000 shares traded, but I don't see anything great on it, guys. Let's put it as a possible. We can come back to this. We'll come back, see how that's looking a little bit later. SDC, I believe we looked at this before. It does not trade very well, so we'll skip on it. It does have a nice high short interest here, almost 30%. This morning, but again, it's just everything is nasty about this chart right now, so I do not like this one. WSC also looking pretty crappy here. We'll move on down to the next one. AEI was a low flow that was active a couple of days ago. It's not doing a whole lot, right? It was active here, gapped up huge, and just kind of sold off the entire day. Now it's just getting into a territory where it's just going to be chopping around most likely. So I don't think this is really in play. And also the volume extremely light, only at 114,000 shares traded. Norm, what do you like this morning on your end?
ENTX.
ENTX. Let's take a look here. All right, ENTX. So, see, this will make me really get rid of all these other low floats on here. This is a low flow stock. Yep. It is moving very nice this morning. So this is what you want to see on the low flow stock, guys. You want to see that volume coming in. This is looking real nice. I'm going to add a NTX here. And I'm going to get rid of some other ones. For example, eyes. Again, they're dropping down nicely, but I don't see anything great on it. Let's get rid of that. JZXN. No, I don't like this daily, guys, at all. Let's just get rid of it. Although the daily doesn't matter too much when it comes to low flow stocks, but that one just doesn't look great, right? I'd rather keep these two. ENTX and ALF, I think, are two to keep on here. And ENTX, guys, exploding this morning, up 40%. Any catalyst, Norm, on this, or just
yeah, I thought I saw something, or I apologize. No, I don't see anything.
All right, we'll see.
There could be something out there.
Yeah,
phase two, okay.
Phase two, excellent, beautiful thing. Those are actually pretty good catalysts here, guys, and we're seeing some great movement on this one. All right, let's take it to the chat room, guys. What do you guys like this morning? Let's start with Fabio Italy. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Futu. Let's start with Futu here. Futu on the daily, possible breakout, guys. Had a good day yesterday. Let's see how that traded. Had a really good day yesterday. Actually, this looks pretty clean without looking at the price action. Very nice here. Held on to the 9 moving average and just took off from 147 to 161. Man, if you can trade this and hold on to that, you can get some pretty good moves on this one. So today, possible continuation. Their pre-market action, you cannot put a whole lot of weight on their pre-market action because I noticed that they all tend to look like this. You know, it's just like it is right now. Nothing happening. This was yesterday's pre-market action. This is today. Nothing happens, and look what the potential is. You can get this beautiful pattern here, ABCD pattern after ABCD pattern, beautiful uptrend all the entire day here, holding on to that 9, not even getting to the 20 to retest until later in the day. So don't put too much weight on the price action. I do on the pre-market action. I do like this daily though, guys. Again, I personally do not like this stock too much, but look at the area of resistance that we are slamming into now one more time. So if we can get going above that, we do have some highs here that we can test. You know, we might add Futu to our list today. We might just add it, at least as a possible. Norm, you have something to say about that?
F you to you.
There we go.
That's about it.
We'll add that on there and see what's going on. All right, let's take a look at Apple. Apple's a good one to always keep on deck, guys. Trading very nice yesterday, as we saw. It was a little bit rough at the start of the morning, and then it continued very nicely here, guys. After 11, traded very well. So I think Apple deserves to be on our list. Possible continuation. This daily also is looking very good, guys. We're getting towards the most recent highs. I know this is not the all-time high. All-time high is all the way at a 145, but we're getting into this very interesting area right over here. Let's see if we can get above that. That would be very, very nice today. Again, beautiful, beautiful daily on Apple this morning. mRNA. Let's take a look. Oh, mRNA. Nice daily possible continuation here, guys. I mean, this thing has been ripping. I mean, it's been going pretty wild here, breaking some very key levels at the moment. How are we doing? Is it all-time highs just a few weeks ago? It looks like
so.
It is. Yeah. So all-time highs just about 2 weeks ago or so, right in here. So maybe a retest of that. Pre-market action right now is pretty quiet. They did trade okay yesterday. Maybe a possible, guys. We'll come back to it. mRNA. The pre-market is not looking great right now, but we've seen similar to Futu and our mRNA can put a nasty pre-market action and not do a whole lot. Looks like Tesla is in play. Tesla's daily, guys, very, very nice. Look at this area of resistance. We've been doing higher lows in here on the way up to this 636. So the range is getting tighter on a like an ascending triangle there. And we're slamming up against this. Look at the wave here, just the wave getting tighter and tighter and tighter. This could be very nice. This morning, they got some good volume, 410. I think Tesla is worth taking a look at, guys. I think the technicals on the daily looking very, very interesting. Heading on down, Tesla, we do have, yes, guys, I agree. Greg, Billy, and Michael all giving me Tesla. Yes, I agree with you all. This looks very good today. Let's take a look at Facebook this morning. Facebook, no volume. Their daily could be interesting. Just chopping around here. Possible breakout. Trying to get above this 340. For the most part, I'm not seeing a whole lot on here. So we'll have to see. Darius, thank you for that. Appreciate you guys. So hit Darius comments on YouTube. You watch you guys every morning. Thanks for the consistency, the day trading and swing trading book. Let me hear. Let's get those likes up, guys. Thank you for that super chat. Appreciate you very, very much, guys. That helps the channel a lot. All right, let's go over here. Let's look at Plug this morning. Let's take a look what we have here on the Plug. Plug, big day yesterday. Today, possible continuation. They're down 1.5. Again, just getting slammed on this little bit of resistance happening here around 34 bucks. Could be a good possible on Plug. We'll have to see. I think I like what I see on my main list a little bit better with the volume and pre-market action. The Plug could be a nice one. All right, what else, guys? Let's see what else we have here. Facebook. Is Facebook all-time highs? Is that what it is? Oh, man, look at Facebook. Yeah, all-time highs. Yeah, so that makes it even more interesting for a possible breakout. So I do like Facebook in that sense. Just their pre-market action is so light right now, although you cannot put a whole lot of weight on that because look at the pre-market action yesterday, and it trended very well. You got to be patient with Facebook here, and we're seeing the same pre-market action today. So I'm going to throw it as a possible, guys. We'll review that closely. All right, let's stop here, guys. I'm going to give a look over on our YouTube chat. What do we have, guys, this morning? Let's start with going here. Plug, we looked at that. Let's take a look here. GSK. Is that a ticker? GSK. This looks foreign, though. GSK. Let's take a look here. GSK this morning.
GlaxoSmithKline.
Yeah, it looks foreign, guys. It looks very, very choppy. I don't trust it daily on here.
It's a UK drug maker. Yeah, it doesn't trade great. I mean, that's better than I've ever seen it, and that's not saying much.
Right, right. So this is on the brighter side of things, but again, be very careful. I think it's one of these stocks that we can find something definitely better on there. Daniel coming in with another super chat. Thank you very much. Another BBT monthly subscriber showing some love on our YouTube community. I appreciate that, guys, very, very much. All right, what else we have? AMC. Let's take a look there. AMC this morning. They are, I think you have to watch AMC. They're getting into a beautiful consolidation here. They have not been able to break out one way or the other. But even within this consolidation, guys, we're going from 62.80 down to 51.31. That's a big, big range. So although we're stuck in this consolidation, if we can get good, clean movements within this range, it is still a great trading opportunity. Again, Andrew likes it for the breakout on the top side, and I agree. I think it's better when it's breaking out and it's moving upwards because it seems like the squeezes are a lot higher. It's funny how we talk about sometimes stocks tend to drop faster. Right now with AMC tends to pop a lot faster than what it drops here. So at least for the last couple of weeks that we've been looking at this one, I like AMC, guys. I know we probably have better stocks that trade a little bit better, but the issue with AMC, not the issue, the thing with AMC that could be so explosive times like we saw yesterday. I mean, I didn't trust this breakout here in a couple of times, but it did break out and it did continue, managed to make its way to the green side yesterday. So AMC on deck as well. All right, let's take a look here. Roku, we have not looked at Roku in quite a bit. Let's take a look at Roku here this morning. They are looking good, man. Look at it yesterday. I didn't look at this one yesterday, but it popped up pretty nice here. And Roku is we know Roku very well. This pre-market action doesn't mean much. We're seeing the same thing today, but they're daily. Wow, they're the all-time highs, I assume, on Roku. Oh no. We have some room here. Okay. Yeah, I like the daily on Roku, guys. Look at this. 4 really bang up days here, guys. From 330 has not been read all the way to 410. 406. That Roku is good. We're gonna add this one on here. I guarantee you we can take something else out and keep Roku on there. Now I know the volume on Roku seems very low, only 27,000, but that doesn't mean much when it comes to Roku. Amazon, I'm not going to really spend too much time on. I think this stock is very difficult to trade. Also, it's an animal when it comes to the price. I call this the mortgage stock. So again, it's not really ideal for the type of trading that we do, right? So you also tap a lot of buying power, guys. You can find better stocks that can trade a little bit better. And the price action is different, right? There's different levels of prices have different type of price actions. And I find that our strategy works amazing between that under $300 price range to about, maybe $20, right? That's like the sweet spot. You can even get it tighter than that, like between 20 and 150 is perfect because some stocks, after they go above 150, start acting a little funky at times. Wish, we do have Wish on deck, I believe. No, we did not. We looked at it earlier, but did we not like Wish? You know what? It was so bad yesterday, guys. Wish, it was so bad yesterday. Let's see. Possible. I know it can be very explosive, but even as it's stuck within some of these ranges, it traded just very, very poorly for intraday. All right, last one here, guys. Let's look at VVPR. VVPR this morning, they are up 9%. The volume is a little bit weak, guys, and I do not like the pre-market action right now. And if it is a low flow stock, even worse. Let's take a look. It is a low flow stock, 7.5, so even worse. You want to see something like this. ENTX, guys, this is your low flow of the day right now. You're getting great volume, nice candles there. Former runner has ran up in the past when it got some good volume, so that's good. And here is ALF. I like ALF, though. Right now it's down 14%. They got some good volume in here, and I won't be surprised if ALF manages to get up to 16 later in the day. Might not do it right at the open, but maybe later down the line. Guys, let's go to community announcements. We'll come back and fine-tune this list.
All right, guys. Last night, we had the webinar, Securing a Crypto Wallet and Broker Account with Kyle. That, if it's not posted, it will be posted very soon. And then next week, Tuesday, 5 p.m. special time, because of the time zone that he's in, Eamon will be talking about lessons to learn from his best and worst trades. As far as psychology, tonight we've got a town hall with Dr. Katz. 2 traders from the room will be a conversation with them will be moderated by Dr. Katz, open for all to listen in and ask questions. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day with entries and exits, then add any commentary you can. Post it on Twitter, tagging at Bearable Traders, at Mike_B_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We will pick the best trade of the day and announce that on Twitter and in the room in the afternoon. All the trades of the day are eligible for Trade of the Week, which will be voted on by the team over the weekend and posted on Monday. Don't forget, we got a couple of meetups coming up. We have got June 24th, Portland, Oregon meetup, and then the link is on YouTube, and also AB will post it in the chat. Please RSVP in the forums. And the big one is, Thor's, trying not to clear my throat, but I needed to. Anyway, Thor's 40th birthday coming up July 3rd. That'll be in New York City. You're going to have Thor there, obviously, Andrew, Carlos, Mike, Kyle. And so that should be a great meetup. If you're watching on YouTube, haven't been in the chat, use the promo code premarket24 to get a discount off the intro membership. That is $24 after the discount. Does not auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. Gives you access to the onboarding classes every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, the start. And then also, it doesn't auto-renew, turn into anything else. You have to actually upgrade and choose a different kind of membership. And then if you want to become an elite member, use the promo code Fireworks40. That'll get you 40% off the annual elite membership. Guys, hit that like button. We plan to continue the live stream going and have Andrew and Brian live trade the open, but we can't do it with 192 likes. We've got 611 watching on YouTube right now. You got to at least 450.
Yes, let's do it, guys, for 50. And again, guys, it really helps us out big time to grow this channel. So highly appreciate you guys doing that for us there. All right, guys, let's get to it. We have a very decent sized list. Also, Lauren, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you as well. And thank you for the support every morning. I see there's a couple of names here that are always on every morning, us on YouTube, and we appreciate that very much. All right, guys, let's take a look. What do we have here? Dan is a good guy here in our community. Do I get you travel muck if we hit 450? We'll see. All right, let's look at it this year, guys. CLOV this morning, 8.2 million shares traded. Just the volume continues to crush here, guys. If you remember, this thing can be a beast, right? We've seen it go from 16.25 all the way up to 23.75. Even gapped up almost to 30 and then sold off right after the second day here. So this has the potential to get going. This pre-market action right now is very, very active and the volume is there. So I like CLOV this morning. Let's just hope this great clean trading in the pre-market. Look at that support we're getting right now. Right on there, continues into the market open. Again, we're definitely getting some great action out of CLOV this morning. We'll keep that one on here. I do like NEO, maybe if not as a main one here, as a possible. I like their daily. Also XPEV, both looking really good as far as their daily here. If we can get going one way or the other, I think they're looking pretty nice. And you know what I like about these two is that they get the volume, right? NEO a little bit more, a little bit higher here, about 50 million per day. So they're going to get the volume. If they trend just in one direction, you know, they can trade very, very well because the volume is there to be able to provide that clean trading. So we'll look at NEO in a second here. TRCH, beautiful drop. Now, what I don't like about TRCH this morning, although this thing can get going, is that we do not have shares for sure, unfortunately. So that's a bummer. I'm going to bring that one down just because of that. Everything else looks really good on this, guys. Down 15%, 7.1 million shares traded. Pre-market action is looking good. Trying to hold this for $5.80 support here, close to the low of the day. Again, all looking very good. It's just that we do not have shares for sure, which kind of sucks here. So I'm going to get rid of it from our main list, but we'll keep it as the top possible because if it does trend towards the north side here, we can take advantage of it. Apple, guys, extremely choppy right now in this pre-market action. The volume is okay, 700, but I do love the daily on Apple for a possible breakout, so I do want to keep it on here. But this is probably one of the worst pre-market actions we have seen on it. And the reason for that, guys, is just look at the chop, you know, just up and down, every candle overlapping the previous one. But that's okay when it comes to Apple. You know they're going to get the volume, doing about 75 million per day. The volume is there. We just needed to trend in one direction there. Tesla's looking very good, guys. It is in play. Normally, I don't keep Tesla on my list, but this daily, you cannot deny this daily is amazing. We'll keep Tesla on here. AMC is very explosive. We'll keep that on as well. And Roku, I'm interested to see what's going to happen after such a nice couple of green days on here on Roku. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's good there. Possibles list TRCH will keep on here, guys. Facebook, I love the daily hitting all-time highs. Good possible. XPEV is good as well. Riot's got a good daily, guys. So we're gonna get a continuation on here with Riot and the Bitcoin stuff. Let's see what happens there. Atos, I'm gonna remove, guys. Again, we just have way too many. I think this one's not as great as the ones we already have on deck. Futu's daily. I love this daily here, guys. And we went back here. Great area of resistance. You can see here, here. Just a couple of days ago, yesterday again. Can this thing get going? And it has that look that it wants to. So I'm keeping Futu on my list today. Be careful with the spread here in the price action, guys. Looking good right now, pre-market. Only 7 cents for this stock is actually not bad at all because I've seen much worse. Let's see when that volume comes in if we can get going. The issue here is at times volume, guys. Look at the moves. We're doing what's this, almost $10 move here with just 5.4 million shares traded. So be careful with the price action. If you do not like what you see, it doesn't look familiar to what you're used to trading, just scrap it and move on to something else. mRNA, I think it's worth taking a second look at, but I prefer to look at plug instead. So I'm gonna just remove mRNA this morning, which was so bad yesterday, and today it's not looking any better. So I'm gonna keep it off my list. Hopefully one of you guys are watching it and can call it out. But again, it was just so bad yesterday. Let's get rid of it. Raj, yeah, I'm liking everything today. And I got to get a little bit more picky. I agree. But again, there's some good potential here. We'll fine tune it even further. ENTX, guys, low flow of the day. Looks like it's going to break the high of the pre-market here, and it's going. Let's see, volume's coming in 1 million. That's the highest volume we've seen this morning on the 5-minute. Looks like it wants to go. So let's see here. There it is, breaking the pre-market high, 663. And it looks like it wants it. There's definitely some good bids here too as well, guys. Big order here at 665. Let's see if that's gonna go. Here's Alf. Alf is a little bit quiet today. It has potential, guys, but I'm gonna take it off the list. I think ENTX is the one that we're gonna keep on this morning. So all right, I think we fine-tuned it quite a bit. Let's do some levels. We can fine-tune even further if we have time towards the end here. CLOV this morning. Let's start here with the high of the pre-market sitting at 1422. Let's slam that level right on there. Above this, guys, we do have another level at 1543. That's good right there. And then slightly above here, couple of levels, 1623, and obviously this one right up here at 1806. Now this thing is a former runner, consolidating right now here slightly above 14, so this could be nice between 14 and 1422. But let's see if that's able to hold. If that's able to hold, we're going to go for a nice run here, which can be very explosive. Towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows from the last two trading days are doing a decent job. You can mark down the low of the pre-market over at 1281. We do not have shares for short on this one. I just noticed that. I think it's still worth having as in our main list. Because I think what we want to see here is a breakout, right? We want to see a breakout here towards the top above that 1422. If you're trading in the pre-market, you already have some really good options here. The breakout of 1430, 1340, excuse me. And now possibly if you can get a good entry here for another breakout, that could be a good one, setting a decent stop loss, right, on here. So if you're trading on the pre-market, you got some good opportunities there. Here's NEO, guys. Price action right now stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Pre-market action just pretty much sideways, very similar to like Apple and some other ones on here. Outside of this range, outside of the pre-market highs and lows, we do have another level right on here, guys, 42.38. That is great there. And also down here, guys, over at 40.39. So some two levels towards the bottom there, just in case we do drop. And then towards the top, we do have a most recent high over here around 48.27. So let's keep that on there. NEO looking okay. Again, the dailies was really impressive on NEO. Not really much the pre-market action. We need to see something a little bit better, hopefully, before the bell. Here's Apple, guys. Again, pre-market action is just brutal right now, but that's okay. I am more interested in the daily action on Apple right now. 135.47, great level of resistance right on there. We'll throw that on there. And then above that, we'll have another spike up here at 137. So some pretty clean levels, guys. I would love to see Apple get going here towards the top and hit some of these levels here, that 135.47. Towards the bottom, you're pretty much set. Highs and lows from the last two trading days, doing an amazing job right on there, taking care of you there, and you're pretty much good here. Now there's a level here. I'm just looking at this now, the daily. right around here, there's a level at 133.37. And I like this level because it's a midpoint between where the price action is now and also some of the levels towards the bottom here. But aside from just being midpoint, if you draw a line right on here, you can see there's several days, using this right on here as support right on here, as resistance, more support again. So you got a lot of touches on that 133.37. It is definitely not a 135.47. This is clearly changing direction. It's nice, and it was not able to break out except for one day here. So obviously this level is a lot stronger, put more weight on that. But this 133.37 I think is worth having on there as a midpoint. We'll see what takes place there. Here is Tesla, guys. Tesla this morning looking very good. I love this daily, guys. We've been just kind of doing a bit of a ascending triangle here. Let's see if we can break out of these levels. So high of the pre-market right now, 634.51. Slightly above that, we don't have anything significant into 651.79. So this is what makes this even more interesting. We have some room to run here. You do have a moving average. What's that? The 50 coming in there. So that could be interesting as well. Look out for that. But for the most part, this 651 is what you're looking to possibly get to if we can get going. Great volume this morning. Great pre-market action. Tesla definitely in play today. Here's AMC. I think AMC is good to have on deck right now. It's just kind of stuck between right in the middle, smack in the middle of this consolidation over the last couple of days. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you can get even a movement within this consolidation range, it's still a pretty good move. This is a $10 with almost $10 range here. So a move in here could still be very decent for trading. We just needed to trade nicely in one direction there. So outside of that range, if we get going towards the top, we do have actually we have one lower here, 64.79. And then all the way up here, we do have 68.75. Now, towards the bottom, we do have, obviously, there's a clear one right on here for 42.33. But right in here, we got a couple of days opening, closing right around this area, 47.65, a good level for AMC this morning. Here's Roku, guys. Love the daily on it. Possible breakout. Their pre-market action is very quiet, but take a look at this, right? This is yesterday's pre-market action, as we mentioned earlier. Very, very quiet. Just look at the volume. Just come in here and just take off. So I would take this type of pre-market action. If you're going to open like that, the bell, that's okay with me. Let's see if that is going to happen today. We've seen that in the last couple of 3 days right on here. Same thing here. Not a great pre-market action. Volume comes in and it just starts trending. Now, we are a bit extended from the daily, so it'll be a little more difficult on its fifth day, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 on its fifth day to try to do something like that. But if it does, man, this thing is on a roll. So some levels here towards the top, above the high of the pre-market, 427.97. In between here, you have a lot of chop in here, but there is actually one level you can mark down. It's going to be 418. That is a good one on there. We'll definitely keep an eye on that one. Now, towards the bottom, guys, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. And you can also mark this level on here. You got a great change in direction right on here, hitting that 398.03 and then heading back down. That's a good level you want to have on resistance on your chart. All right, that's looking pretty good. People are asking for levels on ENTX. Let's see what's going on with ENTX this morning. So ENTX, high of the pre-market right now, we are looking at 673. So we did break out from that high. So very nice. Got a nice little pop there. So 673. Let's put the high of the pre-market on there. And then let's go to the left here. Let's see. Above this, we have obviously gone all the way up to 785 and all the way to 15 or so right on there. Now, guys, on low flow stocks, yes, you want to have your levels, but it's more important to pay attention to the price action, right? So, for example, I don't expect this stock to go from 674 to the next level on the daily, which is 785, right? I don't expect that to happen. 7 is going to be important. 715 is going to be important. These whole dollar numbers are going to be very important when you have a low flow stock, especially trading at a $6.50. So be mindful of that. You obviously want to mark down this level of support because you had great support here around 616. You can see that actually it's a little bit lower, right up more around 605, 606 is where you had that great support. And then you can see the beautiful breakout that you had there when the volume did come in. So that is pretty nice. Again, don't put too much weight on the daily levels. Be on the lookout for $7.50, $7. If you can get 40, 50 cents move on a stock like this, you are in pretty good shape. So be mindful of that. Don't get into a position here and wait. Oh no, Carlos said we got to get to 785. No way, my friend. Take some off the table and enjoy that on the way up if that is going to be in the books for ENTX. All right, let's I think that is what we have, guys. 9:12. Let's take a look at our moderators lineup. Let's bring this in. What do we have? Looking forward to see what our moderators have here. Let's resize this. Let's make this pretty for you guys. Disable this and bring this over. Here we go. Let's see how that looks now. Okay, let's open this up a little more. There we go. All right, so let's go up here. This is what we have today, starting with Peter. IPOs for today, we have 3 FAS, ZXM, and Metao is a SPAC. So all those RPO are be IPOing today. Thor is looking at his list, Apple, Neo, and CCL. Secondary list, Roku, AMC, and XBEV. Not the best list for me. Dima is looking at XBEV, Lee at CLOV and Apple. Mike is looking at Facebook, mRNA, and Apple on his list. Peter likes AMD, Apple, CLOV, and secondary list, Plug, AMC, and XBEV this morning. So very similar as you go through this, very similar tickers. We all are looking at AMC. We all like XBEV to a certain extent. And also Apple. I think Apple, everybody has Apple on their list so far because that daily looks amazing. It's very choppy pre-market action, but the daily looks incredible, guys, on Apple. Tiffany likes Tesla, CLV, secondary list, Roku, and AMC. Jarad is looking at Baba, AMC, and the Bitcoin tickers as well. So pretty good, pretty not great. Not, it's not a blockbuster list, but I think we got some potential today. Brian is looking at CLOV, XBEV, Plug, AMC, and also ENTX, which is the low flow of the day, guys. Looking very active this morning. So yeah, it is, guys.
You too. Hit that like button.
Yes, guys.
We're gonna have Andrew and Brian live trade, but we got to get more than that. So try to get to 450. Much appreciated. 450. Sincerely appreciated. Helps us out a lot.
It really does, guys. That 2 seconds you take to hit that thumbs up, it does incredible things for us in the back end to grow this channel and just continue to move this community forward. So highly appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for all the super chats this morning. That is very thoughtful, and we appreciate you for that.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. I think we're all set. Brian and Andrew are coming up next. If we can get to 450, is that a thing? Right? If we don't get to 450, we don't go live. Can we do that?
We're gonna shut down the whole pre-market operation.
All right, let's get there, guys. Come on, let's make this happen.
412. We're getting there.
Yep.
I'm confident they'll hit it. They just need a reminder every once in a while. We appreciate you coming and watching us every morning too. Hey guys, don't forget as well that it takes a minute or two to transition over to them, get the kinks worked out. So we're trying to make it cleaner and cleaner, but don't leave. Just work with us through the minute or two it takes, and we'll get it.
Absolutely, guys. All right, CLOV, I see that hitting the scanners. What's going on with CLOV? Hitting our scanners over here. Yeah, that consolidation of CLOV, guys, is looking real nice. It's holding this, what is this, 13.95. I'm just going to throw a level on here. For some reason, these are the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. I wish they would put the dollar here the way this does, right? That would be nice if they could do that, because if you could just have it on there. But if you do a manual level yourself, right, you'll have the 13.95. Is that a thing? Maybe we could do that. If anything, Kyle would know how to do that, if that's something that we can do. And by the way, guys, we had an amazing, as Andrew and Brian are firing up and connecting to the production software here, we had an amazing webinar yesterday by Kyle, and man, he knows his stuff. And let me tell you a story of Kyle. So I had some files I had to send over to him. They were on my machines. They were for actually a backup for this production software that we use for the pre-market show and for our chat room. And the files were all over the place in different areas in my computer on the C drive. Kyle sends me this link. He says, hey, just click on this. This is going to do everything in the background. It's going to take all the files on where they're located, and it's going to put them into a folder. And then you just got to email me that. And I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, don't worry, I'm not going to pull your banking information. Man, don't mess with Kyle, guys. Do not mess with Kyle. So again, great webinar yesterday, how to protect yourself and the crypto coins and all that information. Not just if you're trading crypto, just to protect yourself, period. And Kyle, what I was asking for is, you know how the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, for example, I'll delete these levels here just so we can use this. See here, it doesn't give us like the actual dollar amount. This is one of the highs and lows from the daily. But if I put a manual level right on there, you can see 1382, right? So that gets highlighted. It'll be nice if we can highlight that, right? I'm not sure if that's a feature. It could be, but if we could do that, that'd be pretty cool. All right, guys, I see Brian is connected. Good morning, Brian. So Brian is on deck. Andrew will be firing up shortly, and we're going to be getting ready to go here. So quick. All right, here's Eamon with his list. He's looking at AMD, Microsoft, secondary list, NVIDIA, BA, and Apple. Not the cleanest list for him, but we'll see. A lot of stuff is choppy this morning, but it has potential, guys, like Apple. This is a very choppy pre-market, but the daily is amazing. Tesla is very good this morning. AMC, very choppy as well. But we'll see if this can get going here this morning. So what else we have, guys? It can be done on DAS. All right, so if that can be done, that would be great. That would be great if we can get that.
We got the 450 likes, so we're good to roll.
All right, we're good to roll, guys. So Andrew is going to be coming on shortly. I see Brian. Well, I see Brian walked away from his screen, but he should be back soon here. And we'll be ready to go live. 9:18. Let's take a look at our low flow of the day, guys. Oh man, this thing wants to go. 1.7. Look at the bid, the ask over here, guys. So we've got some pretty nice orders here on the ask. There it is. It looks like it wants to get above the 674. How many of you guys took that trade pre-market? Norm, were you in this trade?
Yes.
Or you are? Oh,
no, I'm not anymore. Nice. I was earlier.
Okay, nice. So Raj, you took this trade. Lab, you did as well. All right. So a lot of you guys took this trade. Very nice. Very nice. Anyone still in it? Hopefully you're still in this one this morning. There we go. Yeah, Kyle. Kyle is amazing, guys. For those that are not on YouTube, I'm sorry, for those that are not members, and for those that are members, new members in our community, there is a live webinar every week about technology with Kyle at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It is recorded as well. So again, if you have questions, if you're a new member, that is where you want to go. He can give you answers to a lot of solutions and issues that you might be having. So great support that you're getting there. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing today? Can Brian hear us?
Brian, you've got to not turn on the mic in the room.
I'll take that as a no. Will last night webinar be available on YouTube? No, that is for members only. So it's only going to be available in our education center. So you'll be able to see it there.
Yes, good morning.
There we are. Now we have Brian.
Brian.
Okay, so when I turn this vMix on, I can't hear Carlos. That's why I flipped back to the other room.
Oh, okay. Well, we can hear you very clearly. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Good morning, guys.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Norm and I are going to hop off. Take care, trade safe, and we will see you guys later. Keep hitting those likes buttons, guys. We really appreciate it. Andrew and Brian trading live next.
Okay. Morning, Carlos and Drew.
All right, guys. You should be able to see my screen in the chat room. Just have to change the channel from Carlos to me. That's the top right in the chat room. So that's the thing that you gotta just take a look at it. Wish, which is interesting.
Wish is picking up a bit. I'm just, ENTX is also in play here.
Yeah, but given FOMO last night, yesterday, I'm not really keen to pick up your watch this price.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I know.
Glove is definitely interesting and it's in play. EV sector is back in play. It looks like XPEV and Plug are in there.
Ford is up a lot for Ford anyway.
And MTX. Should be lower price than that. Lower float.
Yeah, ENTX. I didn't check the float on it.
Does anyone have float on ENTX?
Yeah, it's 16 and a half according to
16.
Trade
That's
Ideas.
good. That's good. Alrighty. Wish is interesting for potential open range breakout. Yesterday closed as a doji on a daily chart, but potential breakout. Clove, CLOV. This one is really interesting for a daily chart for breakout. Yesterday came up, closes the potential doji, but now can give. I really like Clove. It's already hitting the new high beat ASCII scanner. That's a good sign because that's a very powerful scanner. No short for Clove. That's okay, Shri. Good.
Your Wish is looking interesting.
Wish is also really interesting. Yeah, AMC is jerk, as always. I think AMC slowly might be out of play, to be honest with you. It's like Neo. We had a really good run on Neo, and then eventually became like a jerk.
Yeah, ENTX looks like it, we'll see what it does when we get closer to the open. Sometimes these things start to fade.
Q's close at all-time high. IWM is still not. SPY is moving toward the all-time high. So Q. I sold some of my TQQ. Still have some TNA. This is the IWM. So for me, it's a little bit of. So I might reduce my position a little bit on market exposure. It's a little bit tricky on the all-time high. So Qs are going red a little bit, but it's still strong. D's up, XPEV is up. Roku is reviewing Bitcoin. Bitcoin bounced back. So that was a massacre on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Really bounced back.
Yeah, this Bitcoin could be stuck for a while. As we always say, a lot of technical damage.
Wow, thanks for people staying in YouTube. We have so many people watching on YouTube. Thank you. How are you doing, YouTube guys?
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning to everyone except the ones that are not morning right now.
Yeah.
ENTX. Yeah, it's popping on a daily chart. ENTX is a former runner. So as you see here, we're going to have some stuff here and here. Yeah, ENTX is definitely interesting. The float is nice. 16 million shares float right at my ballpark, so to speak. Gonzalez. It's a normal pullback. NVIDIA and AMC, of course. ENTX. We're going to look at ENTX.
Like oil is up again today. Energy stocks are up.
Oil is at $73 per barrel.
Wow.
Do you remember last year, April, it was negative. The oil went negative.
It's getting more expensive to drive.
Dan, you should be able to hear me. Everyone is hearing me. Oh, thank you so much. Danelli, you donated $5 in YouTube for a highlight super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. I owe you more than a coffee. I owe you a lunch. Where are you? Which part of the
planet
are you? What is this? What is that donation that YouTube has? Is it a new thing? I've never seen that. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know about the super chats. It's interesting. So you pay, your chat is gonna highlight it. The YouTube.
Okay, we got 30 seconds here. ENTX is looking the most interesting to me. We'll see if we get a pullback at the open.
ENTX, yeah, it's really extended. CLOV. I also like CLOV. It's strong, consolidating above the VWAP we traded in the past.
This thing's running into the open. Here we go.
All right, so the market is open. Just wait until dust settles a little bit. I like CLOV. This pullback, this sell-off is okay. ENTX is a really nice volume. No shares for short. Might be ENTX might give us a sell-off. CLOV closes as a doji, could be a good 1 minute open range breakup. It looks like it wants to hold. ENTX. Yeah.
Still waiting.
Is also holding. ENTX is also holding 7. Let's see. It's just moved up way too much.
Yeah.
CLOV potential long on it. Let's see. I'm getting a long on CLOV. Damn it. I added a little bit more on it. Not a great entry. Long on CLOV. See if you can hold the 14. Long CLOV at 13.95 and 14.
Long XPEV too.
Sold at 14.20. ENTX is also looks like alive. Yeah. Sold, adding a little bit more. He sold here. Let's see if you can get a breakout. So that's a higher pre-market. So that's a really nice 1 minute.
Just long. Yeah, I'm long ENTX as well. See here.
Yeah, ENTX looks like it wants to go up. Nice, 14.33. Are you in there? That was a very interesting trade.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
Nice. TNA is ripping. TQQ is ripping. IWM just popped up at the open. Love that guy. Nice. I'm going to hold some CLOV here. We might go even higher.
Sold some XPEV here, 42.40.
Selling a little bit more. Nice, guys. Very nice.
ANTX
Handcuffs! Handcuffs. 1 minute of a range breakup. That was really nice. Look at the big ask at 1450. So for those of you who don't know what handcuff is that when you are having a good trade, you just put your handcuffs on. Means that you're not over trading anymore. You're not giving back the profit, even though there's really a lot of good opportunities here. But that's it. Handcuffs for you too, Hugo. Nice. YouTube people, what about you? Any one of you using handcuffs? Yeah, ENTX. ENTX. The problem with ENTX was it was way above the VWAP. So
because
it was $7.
doesn't
That's
look
why I
that
didn't
great
like.
now. I'm out of it. It's not going to go, or at least it's going to have to do a pullback first.
Yeah. Love daily chart was nice. I mean, it would have been a good add into that on this pool. Like I might add into that. I don't know if I should or should I not. I mean, that pullback onto 14.15 was a really nice add, guys. Might go, yeah, I think it's gonna go up way higher.
Yeah, Clove is still gonna. Looks like it's still trying here.
Could have been. It would have been a really nice add at 14.15. Looks like I'm adding a little bit here. Just I know I'm gonna mess up this good day, but I'm gonna add a little bit here at 14.30. $14.50 turned out to be a rejection. If it comes back above 14.40, I might add a little bit more just to get the next pullback. Because this looks still strong. These pullbacks are being bought back up. Yeah, it looks like it died.
Yeah, it's pulling back here for sure.
Okay, so I'm getting out of it. That ad really didn't do anything. So I'm getting out of it. I gave some of the profit back, but that's okay. But that was really decent. AMC is squeezing now. AMC, AMC is a really nice squeeze. Red to green. AMC. I'm adding in some AMC for a long. AMC at 58.20. So let's. I got a bad entry, but AMC, that's a nice squeeze. You can continue doing that. Long some AMC for a short squeeze. See if you can get that pop back above 58.75. Sold some. Nice to 59. Got you, AMC. Got you. I got you, AMC.
Yeah, I don't have AMC up right now.
Let's see if you can continue to 59.
Alpha is popping up.
Let's see if AMC can continue another pop to above 58.76. This level. See what it does. I'm still holding some. I go towards 60. If it continues the squeeze, let's see. Bring out some here and see if you can continue. Got a bad entry. I saw it earlier when this squeeze happened, but let's see if you can continue. Club died. I think we're going to go to 59.60. Daily chart looks interesting. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. It sold some. AMC sold some. 59.20. Did you get into AMC, Brian, or anyone in the
No,
chat? That was a
I
really
don't
nice pop on it.
I
I'm
don't have
glad
that
I
one up.
put it in there. Yeah. Nice. Got out some. 930 might go to 60. Daily chart looks really good. I'm going to hold some. Anyone in the chat, guys? Did you do it? Sajjad Khan, Pam. Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at plug right now. Possible. It's trying to hold here. I don't know. It's still trying to. It looks like it's trying to make up its mind which way to go. We had that pop on the Qs at the open. I was actually thinking a plug for a short. I don't know. I don't think it's going to do it. Looks, it could hold here, it could lower. I don't know. Wish is trying to break out here.
TNA had a really nice run up. I love that. Let's sell some TNA here, guys. Booking some TNA profit here. Glove got destroyed. We got a really nice run on it.
Yeah, I know. There's shares. We do have shares for short too.
TQQ selling some here at all-time high as well. AMC is still running up to the moon.
Yeah, that's crazy. AMC.
AMC.
I thought it almost looked like AMC was done.
So this is my position, guys. I have some TQQ. I have some TNA that I sold, and I still have 1,000 shares of AMC left. I think AMC is going to go up to 64 today, maybe 62. So I might actually keep this one for Propon. It was a really, really nice trade. And handcuffs.
Yeah, Wish is going to go here. Long Wish. Selling some here. 14.15.
Yeah, Wish popped up. Nice.
Selling some more here at 14.16. Sitting right at R3 level right now.
ENTX. ENTX turned out to be a little bit jerky.
Dog's breakfast.
Yeah. The problem was it ran too much in the pre-market. And when you ran too much in the pre-market, this is going to happen to you.
Yeah.
TNA, some rejection here. AMC to the moon. I think AMC is going to go up to 60. I'm holding AMC. I should have added actually to this AMC. Selling some here at 60.28.
Yeah, XPEV's getting beat up here.
Yeah, and thank you, Carlos. AMC, I'm gonna hold this 1,000 share. It's gonna go to the moon. I'm gonna bring the astronaut back. ENTX popped up too. ENTX popped up. Brian, look at the ENTX. Not
Oh,
out
yeah, I
yet.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the shortest squeeze. Yeah, this is gonna go up.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's wow. Tons of trading opportunity today. Wow, look at the AMC. I think I got out too early.
Yes, AMC is still going, yeah.
Well, thank you, Jarad, for mentioning that I should still keep an eye on it because I was really giving up on the AMC. Jarad said the stock that moves $7 a day is still in play. You just have to look at it differently, and that is very correct. So I just that's why I decided to keep it on my watch list. Otherwise, I would have gone deleted AMC because I found it a little bit choppy. But no, thanks, Jarad, for that.
Yeah, it hasn't been trading that well recently, but
TNA is still ripping, huh? Nice. Selling a little bit here.
let's try a bit of a short on XPEF here. 41.70, 41.66. Let's see if it rejects this 9 moving average. Still have a little bit of wish here. Looks like it's going to go higher. Okay, I'm out of XPEF. It's going to keep going here.
You're shorting it?
Yeah, we tried shorting it at the VWAP. Thought it might reject there, but no. I'm out of wish too. So pulling back.
No, I'm seriously done with everything today. I actually, what time is it? Oh, only 15 minutes. Seems like we traded for 2 hours. ENTX is at the halt. Gonna come out of the halt very soon.
Yeah, 9:47. So another minute, another 2 minutes.
QQQ making another all-time high. There you go. TNA also running up.
The SPY is looking like it's going to go higher here.
Yeah, SPY is strong. Nothing brings this market down. XPEF might go for the breakout high of the day. Lee. All the EV sectors are in play.
So AMC pulling back a bit now.
Yeah, AMC definitely the pullback. I don't know if it's a good idea to add a little bit on AMC in this. Maybe not.
The NTX going to be open in about 30 seconds.
There you
Here
go.
we go.
It's going to go through 8. I think it's going to go through 8. I'm not going to touch it, but I think it's going to go through 8.
Well, it's really
Maybe not.
crazy.
It's hard. Yeah, it's crazy to trade.
Yeah.
It's really, really crazy. Now I think it's going to go through 8. Boom.
Yeah, I took a bit of an entry on that pullback. Here we go.
Heavy selling at the near 8. But it's going to go, I think. Yeah, there's bigger asks. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
It's just crazy. It's selling a bit here. Come on.
Boom.
Get there,
Done.
yes.
20 cents
Done.
above. Wow.
Sold. Yeah, sold.
Very nice, John. Very nice. Very nice. No, I'm not touching it. It's just too volatile for me, and I had a solid day. I have absolutely no desire to make even more money. Even if the money comes and knock on my door, I say, no, thank you. Thank you. Green is going to kill you.
Yeah, Clove is just keeps selling off here.
Yeah, it's just not great. Baby charts, yeah, not great.
AMC pulling back.
AMC is still holding it. I was thinking of adding some AMC, but I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Titanium handcuff, run. The plastic ones don't work. Nice, Anton. Really nice. I'm happy that I see people are having success. Very nice. Excellento. AMC back to the revamp. I don't know if should I add a little bit here. I'm adding a little bit here.
Yeah,
on
it
this
came
revamp
back to
936.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up my. Yeah, I don't want to mess up my entries too much. I'm adding a little bit 59.40. Let's see if we can go back to 60.
The only thing is the volume is really drying up on AMC. ENTX still wants to plow ahead here. ENTX is just not trading as cleanly as you'd like to see on a low float.
Thanks so much, 59.60 and just a quick pullback. But to be honest with you, I doubt it's going to go back to the high of the day, but I just for fun. Yeah. Oh, maybe it does actually. Swing some at 59.97 near 60. Oh yeah, look at this beauty. Jarad, stop copying my trades. Do your own trade.
Yeah, nice bounce off the view app there.
Yeah, this is the credit goes to you,
Yeah,
Brian,
I'm long.
for buying on this.
Yeah, off the view app. I just did a little scalp on ENTX again.
It's not quite the 920 trade because the 920 is just has to be in 2-minute chart. It is somehow a 920, but on a 1-minute chart.
It just pulls back to the view. That was a pullback to the view app.
Yeah.
Quite often, stocks find support at the view app and resistance.
I mean, of course, not always. Like CLOV, as you see here, lost the VWAP, but that's okay. I mean, it was worth. I think it was worth, especially that I already had some. So my average was not exactly at 59.25. My average was at around 59. So I had a little bit of room to give it to. Wow, look at that beauty. So it's on here at 360.
Come on. Come on, ENTX.
Well, thank you so much, guys, on YouTube.
Still holding a little here.
All right, AMC
Selling.
is
It's going to sell some here.
which one?
ENTX.
ENTX, yeah. I'm all out on AMC. I'm all out on AMC. That was a very solid run we got from it. Nice, Brandon. Shri. Wow, look at that trade on ENTX by Shri. Great job,
Nice.
Zen. Great job.
Yeah, nice one.
How did you get that? All right, so I'm just I'm all on cash, not cash, but TNA and TQQ, just holding. It's a little bit of exposure to the market for me, and hopefully the TNA, which is essentially the IWM, hopefully goes up back to the all-time high if nothing happens. QQQ is already at all-time high, so I'm just holding these ones here. Day trading wise, solid. Gave a little bit of profit back on CLOB, but that's okay because it passed through my entry point. AMC was also really solid.
See, Apple was on a lot of people's watch list. I don't think it's really done much of anything.
Yeah, Apple. Yeah, I don't know Apple. Why people putting Apple on watch list really? Doesn't seem like that much.
No, I've got some XLE now. It's doing really well. It's actually been going up this morning as well. Back in some forward calls again.
Clove is coming back up. CLOV it might go back up. I'm not going to touch it now here. CLOV might be. This is a short squeeze.
Man, I was looking at that one too. I was almost going to take it long.
This is a shortest squeeze. This is probably going to go for the break of high of the day. Look at the volume. Yeah. This is potential opening range. This is going to go up. This is a shortest squeeze.
I was looking at that at 1350 too. Shoot.
Yeah, this is, there are some traders that I told you, the only thing that they do, they pretty much short these strongest stocks. And look at the volume, 3 million, and they are usually big traders. Yeah. And now this is a shortest squeeze. They're getting a squeeze, so they cover. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that this pullback is bought back up, goes above 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a double bottom. This is a VWAP reversal. Could be a fallen angel. Really depends on how you trademark that. I would call it more like a fallen angel, especially when the volume comes in. This is a short squeeze. And yeah, there's a really good chance. This pullback would have been a really nice buy at below 14 for the next pop. I think there's a really good chance that goes for the break of high of the day. The volume kept coming. So this looks like, yeah.
Maybe squeeze some more. It is into an area where there's a lot of resistance. Yeah. We're at R4 too. Yeah, it is. It definitely was a double bottom. You had a first bottom at 940. You had your second bottom at 940, 948.
Yeah.
And then it just started to hold. Everybody's forgotten about ELF. Nobody loves ELF. Yeah, Plug is I don't know. Plug's flattening out. Sitting right on the 9 moving average 2-minute chart. I don't know which direction that's going to go.
All right, Clove is gonna go for the high of the day. It's fun to watch it.
Yeah.
Told you. I knew it.
You knew it. You knew it.
I knew it.
You knew it. Qs are going for a high all-time high.
By Mr. Brian Bezin. Yeah, Qs broke the all-time high again. This market, man, this market. Nothing brings this market. The pandemic couldn't bring this market down. I know. I'm looking at my TQQs. It's nice. What's AMC doing? AMC is doing nothing. We got a good squeeze on AMC. I like that. I wasn't expecting that AMC is giving any profit back, but it still is a gift that keeps giving. Guys, thank you so much for your reviews yesterday for the book. So you still have 80 reviews ratings to get to 10,000, and then at 10,000 it's going to get halted. That's the R4 support level at 10,000.
Ooh.
Based on the DPA that Thor has.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
Wish just got kind of smoked there.
So Clove. 14,
So the
54.
Dow's, it's interesting. The Dow's gone red on the day.
So Clove didn't quite break the high of the day. So I don't want to touch it anymore because that drop was not cool. Yeah, it doesn't look strong enough.
Well, it just came right into that that opening high.
Yeah.
And then it rejected from there.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't quite. I've been taking slides. Thank you, Rolly. I mean, it's a great community because of people like you, Dan, Yas, Harry, Peter, John. I mean, it's just a great community because of the members. And I travel around the world, everywhere, to see the traders, and you just love these guys. I mean, every meetup that I go, every person in the meetup, you just have fun, beer, drink, party. It's just all people that you really connect with. Clove kind of died. Yeah, it really couldn't break quite the high of the day. It did go all the way up to 1445. Might continue going higher. The volume still is good in it. AMC became jerky. I'm just done with everything in my life. It's 10. Peak Capital mentorship session, guys, today at 11. Partial AMD. Peter is still trading partial in the AMD. Nice.
I'm watching XPEV right now. Possible short. Come back up to the VWAP here.
Amazing, guys. Hector, I actually I gotta move on my setup. It's just this setup is so big and I hate moving it. But I'm gonna do that because if I don't take it to the office, then I waste my morning a lot. But if I go to the office, like this morning, I went to get a coffee and get fresh air. It was really good actually. So I gotta keep doing that. So I'm probably after my Colorado trip or Peru trip.
Just shorted some wish there at 1384.
Space is heating up. Vish. Wow. Colorado was supposed to go. I'm gonna go to Colorado tomorrow. I haven't got the ticket yet. I was 50-50 going in there. Because if I go to Colorado and then I go to Peru, I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. I can trade on and off in between, but I was thinking of maybe separate these two trips. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant about Colorado. I was thinking of maybe staying for another 10 days and then go to New York and then Peru. And Canada removed the isolation since starting July 5th, by the way, Brian and Peter.
Yeah. But don't you have to be double vaccinated?
Yeah, aren't you?
No, not till next week,
So by that time.
30th.
ENTX got destroyed. Yeah, it's going to be tricky trading ENTX now. The technical damage on ENTX is a lot, and again,
Here we go.
Creature. Wish is going down.
Yeah, wish. Come on. Just flush. I just covered some at 76.
Yeah, and I usually trade internationally. Most of the time, there's no problem with it. Sometimes you get a Wi-Fi, and it's really hit and miss. I was in a really good hotel in Austin. The Wi-Fi was horrible, and then you go trade in Ecuador in Wi-Fi in the hostel in the middle of jungle, and it's just amazing. Or when I traded in Cotopaxi National Park, I was in a national park at 20,000 feet, but because there was no one in Ecuador, I had all the bandwidth of that lodge for me, and it was just amazing sharing a screen and everything. I had no video camera. Yeah, so it's a lot of hit and miss, but generally it's okay. Like in France, for some reason, DAS wouldn't load up. They were blocking the IP address from that location. So I'm in France, but yeah. So traveling is a little bit of hit and miss on that end.
Out of wish on the rest. I think it's going to squeeze back up here.
Yeah, I have a laptop plus a bunch of portable screen. There is a webinar. Go to the education center, search "Come into my trading room." I'll go through all the details of each of them that I have. Even I show my luggage and which one I'm using and stuff. So everything. Plug is still going. Yeah, Plug did a really nice bounce with that reversal. Yeah, be careful of ENTX. This can collapse below 7.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know, potentially. So 1450. Yeah, Club is holding it. I think Club is really nice holding it, potentially going back to the high of the day. Definitely lost the momentum now, but it might go up. It could be a good long, maybe above 1440. For the break of high of the day.
Yeah, needs to get above this level that's at right now.
Yeah. I think this time is going to go up.
This R4 level. Volume's really volume's really dropping off on it.
Jarad is having fun with AMC.
AMC just it bounced right off the.
You stay close.
Previous day close, yeah. Clove does look, it's just, it's hard to say if it's going to break out here or fail. Twitter had another good day at the open.
Twitter.
Another,
See if
it's been,
Clove is gonna go.
it looks, Clove is making a ascending triangle right now.
Yeah, definitely. The asks are getting bigger and bigger. This is stacking up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a coffee. By the time that I'm back, I expect Clove to be about 1450. We'll see about that.
Need to see more volume coming in on this. On Clove. Yeah, just not enough to push it through there. AMC's looks like it's kind of going to drop again here. Yeah, everything's kind of really started to narrow into a trading range here. Not seeing anything I'm too crazy about trading. I'm thinking about Wish as a short, but I don't, these meme stocks, I'm not really too keen on trading, but at this time, SPY looks like it's still got lots of support here. Wow, NVIDIA's up another $8, $9 today. Tesla, NEO, and Lee are all popping up here on the scanner. Oh, NEO's breaking out.
Fuck, man, TNA is still running up. I should have added a little bit more here.
Yeah, TNA's up. The small caps are the ones that are really
Strong today, yeah.
strong today, yeah.
Futo hit the scanner.
Futu, yeah, Becky. Yeah, there's all sorts of ones.
Lee's coming up, but doesn't have much volume. Looking good, Sahil. Looking good. Sahil is one of the traders that very, very, very old traders. How are you, buddy?
He's not. Is he an old trader or just a?
No, it's one of the very early members. Sahil has been with us, like not old in terms of age, but he's one of the.
You
I
know,
don't know
I
what
was
they
gonna
call
say,
him.
he's
An experienced trader, Jarad. Yes.
one of our long-time traders.
Yeah, exactly. Been around for a while. I think he's as experienced as Peter and you in the chat room. He was one of the very early members. It's good to see someone is sticking around. That's good. It's good to see all members. Sahil, love you, buddy. AMC is bouncing back from previous day close. Jarad is happy. Jarad got insulted when I said AMC is not in play this morning. He was just hurt his feeling. No, it still is in play. You just don't know how to trade it.
Yeah. It felt like it kind of fell off the radar for a little while there.
AMC has the potential, to be honest with you, if it's holding. I think it has the potential. Daily chart looks like it broke out. What a day it was from $30 to $70, man. What a day it was. So how was your short on Vish? What happened on that? Yeah, did you cover, huh?
Yeah, I covered. It's squeezing back up now. I was thinking about shorting it again, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, it's a little bit jerky, to be honest with you. To look at the candlesticks, it's just
Yeah, it's everything's kind of trade. You look at Clove, it's kind of just chopping up and down now around the VWAP. Same with Wish.
definitely better not to trade at this stage.
Yeah. And just watching ENTX, it could be setting up for a pop here. Need to get some volume coming in on it. Just took a little bit of a long on ENTX. Ah, there we go. Nice. I'll take it. Selling some. Yes.
ENTX. No, AMC is still doing some stuff. Yeah, I had a pretty solid day. A really, really solid day. And thanks to our buddy AMC and CLUV.
Yeah, Wish is going to go up to. Mike going to reject here around 1420 maybe. Still holding some ENTX. Just see if we can get a squeeze going here. Back up to. Love it to see it back up at 8. Needs to have more volume come in here. I'm out of the rest of it. Came back to my break even.
All right, Brian. What about doing a recap? Do you think that would be a good idea?
Sure.
Okay, how do we do that? Hello, hello, hello. Hello,
I can hear you.
So let's do a test. Yeah, because we are also broadcasting into YouTube, so it's a little bit tricky here. I just want to make sure that. So maybe you start your webcam. Actually, you can't because you're already there. Maybe you stop your camera and on the YouTube. Maybe putting it here. Is that a crazy idea? Yeah.
Nope. That means I'd have to stop the.
No, don't stop the vMix. Just no. Just go on it and just stop the camera. You can just continue running it, but it just.
Okay.
If you bring it out, then there's
there we go. And now I can do the.
Sorry, guys. This is the first time we're trying to do it at the same time with YouTube. Some technical thing. Oh, perfect. So in the chat room, people have you. That's amazing, Brian. Okay. So, Brian, are you trading anything right now?
No, I'm not. I'm looking at ALF because it's kind of looking like it's trying to hold a level here. I haven't entered it yet. Okay, I took a smaller entry on ELF. 1230. See what we get here. Volume's not is again everything's volume's kind of tapering off on a lot of these. XPEV's coming back up.
All right, so I'm going to do a quick recap with our amazing buddy Brian here. So I did have a really good solid day. Very happy with my trading. It's one of those clean days that's just perfect. You don't make a lot of mistakes. CLOV was the first stock that we traded. has been in play. This one is this is what we call a Wall Street bet meme stocks. It means that these are started as a joke, and the Wall Street bet people trading them and became really the stock and play. So as you see in the last couple of days, a couple of weeks, especially in the early June, it was really volatile, really fun to trade. Kind of the volatility and volume died on them. Yesterday had a really nice up, bounce back, and today in the pre-market, as you see, it was really active and running up. So what we did, I just watched it, the open. I really liked it, and I did mention in the chat room as well that I really like it for opening range breakup because it didn't run up too much in the pre-market, and that's very important. That doesn't run up too much in the pre-market. Sold off a little bit at the open. Volume was really decent on it. Came back up and closed as a doji. And again, doji is a good thing here in this particular case because it means that there's buying pressure on it. Came back up. I went long below 14. A couple of bad fills, and eventually from 14 all the way up to 14.45. And then this pullback was bought back up at the moving average. And I went, I was thinking of there's a potential for it to break the 1450. I added a little bit here at 1430. So my average came this one was a small. So average was around 1410 that it just passed through my break-even point. So I gave a little bit of profit back here, but that was a really decent trade. After that, sold off for, I just didn't touch it anymore for a couple of hours. So for a couple of, 5-10 minutes. And then eventually did a really nice squeeze as a short squeeze of fallen angel that, as you see here, came back up. Volume suddenly really picked up on it. And that was I called it. I was done with my trading. Otherwise, I would have gone definitely long below, just above, 1390 or something for the next move up. Just the volume came in. This is a fallen angel that usually is a short squeeze. So that was it. And now it's just a little bit choppy. Brian, you traded club as well with me?
I traded club. And I traded ENTX. We got that nice move up after the halt.
Yeah. So ENTX was another one that it was really nice at the open. In the pre-market was really active. It's a lower price stock, below $10. I'm not really comfortable trading it. But the issue with ENTX was it was really extended in the VWAP. So it just opened right at 720 when the VWAP was at 650. So that's a huge distance from the VWAP, and eventually really didn't hold the movement above the VWAP, sold off. It did pop back up with heavy volume. People mentioned that in the chat, and it got halted. So let's go to the halt. So if you put the blank bar automatically here, yeah. So, there was a 5-minute halt. Some people in the chat room got it. I just didn't get it on time. Otherwise, it would have been a really good long gainer. So as you see, it's again the same thing. It's more like a fallen angel strategy or trade book, and then 5-minute halt. After the halt, Brian jumped in for the blow through 8, and it did go all the way up to 868 is the high of the day. And then AMC, our buddy AMC. Honestly, I was really giving up on AMC because AMC has been a little bit choppy in the last couple of days, in my opinion. And then I really didn't want to put AMC in my chart, but Jarad said that AMC is still in play. You just have to be a little bit, patient with it and try to trade it better. And then, so I just for fun, I put it on one of my screens, and then I suddenly that it was below the VWAP. I really didn't want to do anything with it, but suddenly I saw a huge squeeze happen for the red to green. I went long at 58, sold all the way up to 61. And then it came back to the VWAP. I added more at the 59 on the VWAP, and on the next pop, more like a 920 trade, but this one was on a 1-minute chart, because then the original 920 is by Brian is a 2-minute chart. Alrighty, so this that was it. That was just the really nice trade on AMC and really solid day on the club. So that I just closed my day very solidly. I have some TNA and TQQ, sold some of them. The exposure to the market, Qs are hovering at the all-time high, as you see. Very strong market. IWM is the small cap companies that are a little bit lagging. They're moving toward all-time high as well. And SPY is also slowly moving toward all-time high, whereas Brian says creeping up. So Brian, what else do you have?
Creeping away. That's about it. I'm just going to get out of this ELF trade. It's not, looks like it's going to head lower.
ELF.
It looked like it was going to kind of hold here at and get above the 9, but it just didn't work out.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a really solid day, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember that we have tonight Dr. Kat's webinar. Peak Capital mentorship session is in half an hour. Tomorrow, mentorship sessions. And yeah, July 3rd, remember New York City meetup, Thor's birthday. And
Nice.
yeah, like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that as well. And other than that, just take it easy, guys, and enjoy your summer. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Alrighty, so that's the recap. You can put. I'm gonna put my camera back for YouTube. Oh, actually, you know what, Brian? You don't need to put your camera back up because
No.
it seems that Carlos is catching it from room, anyways. There we go. That was easy. Thanks, Carlos.
Neo is looking like it's going to go to 46 here.
All right, I'm handing
See
it
if
over
we can.
to Brian. Brian, thank you so much for that. See you
Yep.
all in mentorship. So Peak Capital mentorship session, guys, in half an hour.
See if we can get through 46 on Neo here. Got a position here. Here we go. There's a 8,600 shares asked at 46. Not a huge ask. Sold some at 92 just in case we get a pullback here. Okay, so let's just switch back off this remix thing. Still holding Neo. Let's see what it does here. So SPY's selling off. The Qs are selling off a bit. Twitter keeps going higher. No, I'm not sharing my screen. I have a separate computer for trading, so it's hard for me to I can't really share it. Got the scanners up, which is what I'm looking at. GME is it's back in play too. It's all like the it's like a reunion. A reunion of the old memes. AMC is just flatlining now. Okay, so let's see if we get another run here on Neo to 46. Pulled back to the 9 moving average, bounced off it.
TLRY, Tilray, the weekly $19 call sweep, 1,500 contracts on that TLRY, Tilray, Tango Lima Romeo Yankee.
Here we go. It's getting to the time of day where we might just be stalling out here. Volume's not too bad on it. Just selling some more here. I don't know if it's going to get here. It might take a little bit more consolidation. Here we go. Here's the push. Come on, push. I do have Benzinga open, but I don't have the squawk on. Wow, BTAI. Where did you come up with that? I didn't see that one today. Nice trade. Very nice trade. Yeah, it's not really a fallen angel. Fallen angel is at least what we call a fallen angel is let's see what it did here. Yeah, usually with a fallen angel you have a stock gapping up. It's usually strong, and then you have this bit of a pullback at the open as people take some profits. And that's sort of the fallen angel. That's right. Yeah, rising devil. Yeah, this is more like a rising devil trade. you got this stock gapping down. The only thing I don't like about it as setup for Rising Devil is it was strong going into the open. It was above even though it was gapping down, it was trading above the VWAP. Now, mind you, it actually got quite weak as soon as we got within maybe 10 minutes of the open. It started to get weak and it dropped below the VWAP. So yeah, definitely a Rising Devil trade. A little bit of chop around the VWAP, rejection from there, and then just sell off. Nice. I always look for Rising Devil trades, but didn't